Ed Sheeran, dude, how are you?
What's up?
It is so good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
I've been following on your Instagram, and you love the margaritas. This is a thing now.
Well, no, it wasn't really my thing. And do you know what was mad? I went
because I thought we could, right?
Cool.
Yeah, can we?
I mean, I can have a sip because I've got to do.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I kind of wanted to get you really drunk so you'd like answer all my questions.
Oh, they're good. No, I got to do a show. That's all right, man.
When you write love songs about someone, do you clear it with them first? Like, I'm going to be singing about the shape of your body. Cool. Like, do you have to sort of tell them in advance, or do you out of respect?
Done it a couple of times, yeah. I mean, I used to date a songwriter, so she made songs about me as well, and it was just kind of like, hey, this one's about you. You might not like it. And you're like, okay, cool.
Is it easy to write songs when you're in love or single?
Definitely single, yeah. Definitely. I mean, I've written the best songs in my life whilst in love, but I've written the most songs whilst I'm single. Like, I'm in studio at the moment trying to write songs, and I have no clue what to write about.
And obviously, everybody's talking about Ed Sheeran's Twitter, Ed Sheeran this, Ed Sheeran that about Twitter.
Such a boring story, though, isn't it?
But let me ask you this. It is, but let me ask you this. What was it about these comments, these negative comments, that really got to you, that made you say, I'm not going to read comments anymore? Why did that bother you?
Because it was stuff that I'd said that was not exactly taken out of context, but it was like, there'd be an article and they'd take one. So one of the things was, I got asked in an interview, how do you feel when people copy your music? And I said, I don't care if people copy me. And what was taken as the title was, people copy me. And then you kind of see that, and there's lots of people having an opinion about it, and you read all of that, and you're kind of like, I didn't mean it like that, and that just drove me mental. Every time I'd say something, there'd be something that was put as a title, and then it'd be loads of people having an opinion and just assuming I meant one thing when actually I meant another. So yeah, I just chose not to read it because it's not like someone saying, "Hey, you're fat," and it like made me upset. It was just stuff that I'd said that people were misrepresenting, and people were then thinking that I was a certain type of person.
Is that a forever thing, or you maybe one day go back and?
There's no point. All I have to do is like I can have feedback on. I get fan mail, which I read constantly. I get my Instagram, which I read stuff on. My Facebook, I read stuff on because, your fans are on these things. You can only really see what I'm up to because you follow it, whereas Twitter is like anyone can with like retweets or whatever. So yeah, I still read stuff from my fans. I'm just not going to read things from people that don't like me. I think that's a pretty normal thing to do.
Adele recently announced that she's no longer going to be touring. This is her thing. She said that she's just not meant to be touring. And do you understand why she would say something like that? Is touring really that hard on someone? Do you get why she would say that?
Do you know what? I just think there are different types of artists. I mean, the Beatles didn't tour for their last 3 or 4 records. They just were recorded artists, and there's plenty of people in America that don't really tour and that just release music. Yeah, I just think it's different strokes for different folks. Like I personally, if it was a choice between the two, I would choose touring over recorded music. I'd be like, right, I don't want to go studio anymore. I just want to tour. So yeah, I understand that sometimes people don't want both. They just want to have an outlet with recording. Yeah, I do get it.
And singers they have such dramatic wardrobes when they go on show. Like you look at Diana Ross and these amazing outfits and stuff, and we look at you, it's jeans and a t-shirt. Was there anyone ever on your team that wanted to change your look? Was there anybody that was like, dude, we got to get you in a suit?
Only when we came to North America.
Really? What happened?
They were just like, we need to get you a stylist. And then we got a stylist and it didn't work. So now we're back to this. But my point was like, at the point they wanted me to get a stylist, I'd already sold about 10 million records, and I was like, nothing is wrong. You don't have to change anything. It's like, people don't buy my records based on the way I look. I've never been someone that can sell sex.
So British actors often have to lose their accents for movie roles. Have you ever tried to talk without yours? For example, what would it be like if you were cast right now as a Canadian bartender? How would that sound?
See, for me, and this is going to really insult you, like if I were to do an accent, it would either be Canadian or American. I can't distinguish the two.
Kind of want to hear what it would sound like.
I kind of want to hear
so
what
you're
it
a
would
bartender.
sound like.
So you're, okay, are you doing me right now?
Well, I'm just trying to, talk about being a bartender. That to me sounds American, doesn't it?
Okay, so offer me a drink in your Canadian accent.
Look, buddy, because this just sounds American. So to drink, we've got a espresso martini or a beer. And I would personally recommend the espresso martini because it gets you buzzed and not too drunk, but just, you know, a little bit drunk, and it keeps you up.
That was awful.
Yeah, I know.
Like my British accent, it really sounds bad.
I can't even tell you doing a British accent.
Always an absolute pleasure to talk with you. You're one of my favorite people to speak with.
Thank you
I
so
adore
much.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cool. Pleasure.
Awesome.